Hey everybody, welcome to the Dad Challenge Podcast, Flannel Friday. How you doing? It's also Full Lid Friday, which is where we talk about 5 or 6 different little topics because I can't make one whole video with them. So I collect them over time and then I present them to you. Like today, we're talking about a creator called Danielle Walter. She's not a family vlogger. She's not she's an influencer, but I want to talk about the influencer culture and the negative impact she's having on the whole space, but also because I want to make fun of her because she's just crazy. I also, there's this viral trending story in TikTok about Hazel Cafe or Hazelnut Cafe. It's such an old story, but again, it's been on my list. I got to give it to you. It's about this cafe where a kid knocks over a table and it goes mega viral and like destroys a reputation. Also, it's a really sad story about this kid who gets abandoned and a lady makes a TikTok about it and goes mega viral. It's really sad actually, but something we should talk about because of things that go viral on the internet. We talk about those things. And finally, Haydyn's hope. I don't think she's gonna reach her goal, but let's talk about it. Okay, so first things first, let's get the sad one out of the way, okay? Because this one broke my heart. As a kid who was effectively abandoned as a young child, that's part of my trauma, is feeling like any kid who grew up with parents who really didn't give a shit about them, who like did their own thing, kind of left you to your own devices, let you do whatever you want, weren't there for you. I remember my mom went on a vacation for 3 weeks once when I was 13. I was left at home for 3 weeks. Yeah. And just again, when I left when I was 16, I went to visit my sister. My mom basically just said, "Don't come back." That's how that all went down. It was a crazy story. So I definitely have abandonment issues, which is, I have overcome those issues though. And I didn't let them define my life because now I've had lifelong friends since like 20 years. And I continue to keep friends. The people who struggle with that type of trauma struggle to make lifelong friends because they just feel like people are going to leave you in the end. They struggle to keep romantic relationships and marriages together because you'd rather throw them away before they can throw you away. And I've overcome that, and I think that's one of the biggest milestones in my life where I just don't think that people are going to leave me hanging anymore. And I used to when I was a kid. And that's why I used to get super mad at people in my like late teens, early 20s and stuff where we had plans and they would be late all the time. Like, and I mean, I'm always early if I can help it, right? Always. I try to be on time or early. If I'm late, I'm profusely apologetic. It's not something I'm very rarely late for anything because I feel like that's what I want out of you. And I had to have close friends who sometimes leave me hanging for hours and hours, and I just stopped hanging out with them. It's like, you're not my friend anymore, basically, because it just like it's, anyway, all that to say, but I have overcome that since then. And I attribute that to just realizing that not everybody's trying to burn you. You know what I mean? But that brings me to this story. And this is from Shunda's World on TikTok. This went mega viral, millions and millions of views. But this kid who was kind of left, your heart's going to be broken if you're an autism parent.
16, almost 17. So what was...
Oh my gosh. Again, the first thing you see is clearly this kid is wearing glasses from his childhood that his parents have not updated. He looks super sad and lost. To see this triggers me as a child. Like, triggers the inner child for me.
What y'all doing at the park? You was playing?
No, we were watching a movie because they were doing a movie there. I'm very worried.
I'm very worried, he says. First of all, the response from this lady is bothering me a little bit, but he's saying he's worried, she's like filming it, looking around. I'm glad she did because at the same time, she probably filmed it for her own safety and for his safety and everything. I get that, but like just kind of leaving him hanging there. I'd have been like, bro, we're going to get you some help. Don't you worry about it. Come on, sit down on my porch. Let's figure it out. We'll call the police. We'll make sure you get home safe. Like, that's what I'd do.
That's my husband.
Okay.
You can tell him what happened.
We were at the park, because Spring Lake Park was doing a movie.
Mm-hmm.
I got a fight with my family and they left me.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Got in a fight with my family and they left me. This poor guy.
For what was the fight, though?
It was over me sharing a pillow with my sister.
And they left you.
Yes.
Are you shitting me?
Yes.
Where are they from? Where are you guys from?
Falk, Arkansas.
You don't know their number? I can call them.
Anyway, so that one, mega viral. That's all that was. He didn't get lost. He got left. He's wearing toddler glasses, and in the mother's response video, he suddenly has glasses that fit. That tells you everything you need to know. So the mother did respond, and we'll get to that in a second. But his little glasses, his popcorn bag full, his little voice, the fact that he's shaking that poor baby, and people are like, "This is it." People, I think, who are parents who are fiercely protective of their children, who would never do this to a kid, no matter what. Okay, let's say no matter what, if this kid clearly has autism or some kind of Asperger's or something, that's he's a high functioning adult, but you can tell that he clearly has some kind of thing going on, right? And so he's got the mentality of a child, right? I could see a 17-year-old get in a fight with your kid or whatever, and you're like, all right, peace out, find your own way home. Like, even that, okay? But not this. This is basically a child that you're leaving alone, scared, and all this kind of stuff. Even if they got separated, why would they just leave, right? So people are super upset about this. That's a grown man, not a baby. But again, you kind of understand. Jarvis, mute this ninja's mic. You're a massive bellend. Why would you want to mute a ninja's mic? I think they abandoned him on purpose. It happens a lot with special needs adults. I don't want to believe it, but something is sitting heavily on my soul about this. And this is a conversation too. We've seen a lot of people, like Micah Stauffer is the reason where I am standing right now. Honestly, she is. Okay. And that's kind of what happened. They abandoned that kid because he was a special needs kid who was going to become a special needs adult that would never leave their home. And that's why they abandoned him, because it wasn't going to be the magical moment she wanted for her social media. She thought she was going to save him, and he was going to grow up to be this awesome kid, and she's going to give him all the therapies, and then she got pissed off because therapy's too expensive, and they basically abandoned him. So this stuff really, really hits. I think the Micah Stauffer situation with Huxley really hit me too, because abandonment. I think any of us who have been abandoned, and a lot of us have, okay? We've been abandoned. It really, really hits hard when you see that stuff. That's maybe why I was super upset about that too. I might have said that in my many videos I did about the topic, but yeah, don't abandon children, okay? Special needs children, don't abandon them. Okay, I get it. You get fathering autism out there, and people are like, we need respite and all this kind of stuff. But respite doesn't mean you abandon them at a park and drive away. You wait until you find them and you come back and get them. I don't care what this mom really has to say, which we are going to look at it. I don't really care what her excuses are. Like, did he say he's 16, almost 17? Don't take down this video. His parents need to be held accountable. The 4.6 million views is hurting her. I'm very worried about his well-being today after all this. Those are toddler glasses. He's clearly being neglected. I hope his family gets looked into. The way I would call CPS immediately. What do you mean you left your autistic son on the side of the road? I got in a fight with my family and they left me? Bro, update please. I need to know if this angel baby is okay. He's fine. Read the caption. She tells what happened. So here's the caption. This week kid was walking in front of our house late one night. I was outside swinging, and our dog chased him in the bushes. Oh no. I had no idea who he was chasing this poor baby was lost. I'm glad he got my attention. We were able to call his mom. She came right over. She said he was autistic. God bless him. He was returned safely. And so this is her channel. And she made this post. She said, hey, I'm the original poster of the video. Apparently the parents were getting death threats and things like that. And she apologized for it. But the mom came out. Where's the video? I don't know if she did a video on it.
We all make mistakes. We all do things. I have never once done anything to my children to harm them or put them in harm's way.
Except leave them there. You've left them there. So don't say a word when the thing that happened, right? I'm so sick of people coming and be like, we would never do this. You did it. So no, you did it. Don't say you would never do it when we just saw the video of you doing it. Now, I don't care, like, you look for your child, okay? So if someone says, can we see Bo again? And she says, not on social media, he doesn't like being videoed, and I gotta respect her for that. Good for her. I'm so sorry this got taken out of context. This is not out of context. He was saying his thing to this lady on a video, saying, I got in a fight with my sister over a pillow and they left me. And now you're saying he's lying? Because I know specifically the kids with autism, and I'm not saying all of them, but one of the biggest traits of autism is the absolute dead truth that they give you. It's almost, I'm not saying impossible, but like kids who have autism and adults who have autism are very, very, very honest. Okay. And like to their detriment sometimes, by the way. And so when he said that, he wasn't fishing for like, oh, help me. He was just like, this is the truth. This is what happened. Like, they're so dead honest. And I don't think he wasn't fishing for somebody to like feel sorry for him. He was just telling the truth. And so when the mom gets out here and she's like, fixing to go live with nurse, whatever this girl. So she found someone that supported her and then is like, that's what we're going to do. For educational purposes, I've tried to get her to go on a live interview with me, but she refuses. I guess she doesn't want to answer the difficult questions. Thank you for your support. That's a lie. You just now messaged me today, said about said interview. I haven't responded to your message yet. I don't think this is a non-biased setting, seeing how you've come at me like this a couple times, blah, blah, blah. Like, she just got herself into massive amounts of drama with this thing, and all she had to do was just shut her mouth and walk away. Okay, people would have forgotten about this. But she had to capitalize on it, right? This is just one of those stories that kind of pissed me off, and I felt like it was going viral, and I wanted to just chime in on it. Don't sit there and say on your channel that you would never put your child in harm when you put your child in harm. That's all I have to say about that. And you're like, not the worst douche mom, but I'll give you douche mom of the hour. How about that? Congrats. Now let's move on to something awesome. This Hazelnut Cafe or Hazel Cafe is this, like, I've never heard of it until the drama went down. So the gist of it, and I've asked Grok to help me out with this, okay? Because it gets involved, and so many people have been following this on TikTok. So this is what I take from it. Hazel Cafe is a cafe in, I think, New Jersey on the shore. Jersey Shore? I could be wrong about that. Very, very popular. Very popular with like your typical basic bitch influencer. Okay, your basic, get your coffee, get your sweater, your oversized baggy shit, and your Crocs, and you go there and you take pictures. It became a place for like Instagrammers to get instant clout. And they were making money hand over fist. Apparently, they made beautiful coffees that tasted amazing, $15 coffees probably, you know what I mean, kind of thing. And they were doing well. They used social media to their, and they probably sold more in merch than they did in coffee, right? They grasped onto the basic Instagram thirst trap type Taylor Frankie Paul guru type Instagrammer, and that was their niche, and they were killing it. Until one day, a lady rolls up with her kid, and the kid tips over like a $1,200 table. And so they detain this woman there, get her credit card on file before they let her leave, which is illegal as far as I'm concerned, I think, in almost every state in Canada. You cannot hold anybody. I mean, if they steal something, I think that's a little bit different, right? There are people that have like theft things where you can like detain them if they've stolen something. But if someone comes in and breaks something that they didn't mean to break, right? That's it's cost of doing business, right? And this table that fell, that shit was never even meant to be where it was and used as it was. Okay, so it got tipped over by a child. This 600-pound table, which is looks like it's solid marble, and we'll show you the video of it soon. And they were detained the mom. They made her give her credit card, and the mom did a video about it, and it went mega viral. And it had a conversation about what is the business responsible for. That kid could have been severely injured, by the way, because that table was clearly not installed properly, nor it should have been a place of commercial purposes. I used to build greenhouses when I was young, and I absolutely loved this job, okay? I loved it. I got ripped, I got tanned, and I got paid $10 an hour. And for that time, damn, that was 1997. Oh, 1990, no, it was 1988. That's $10 an hour. Guys making money. And so, but I remember we used to build normal greenhouses just for like the Dutchies. I call them the Dutchies. It's all the Dutch people down in that region, Beamsville, Grimsby, Welland, all that kind of stuff. Where all the greenhouses are, by the way. And then we built one greenhouse, and they were just normal, just like normal footings, built with steels. It was all put together with nuts and bolts, and they're great. Greenhouses are very simple to put together, very, very lucrative to have, by the way. Flowers and growing, weed and pot and freaking green peppers and all that kind of stuff. And there was one called St. David's Greenhouse, okay? And it's down. If you ever driven to Niagara Falls on the main highway, you have seen this, okay? It's a big, giant, massive greenhouse with a big cross on it, okay? And it's 25 acres beneath glass. 25 acres of glass. Okay, that's the company that I work for, the company that built that. There was a thing there they were putting at the back. They're building a commercial part where customers could come in and buy fruits and veggies and all that kind of stuff. And it had to be done. Okay, so a regular footing for a greenhouse is probably max 2 feet, maybe a 2 foot thing like that. And you put the post in, and you can just do it, right? The commercial ones that we put in for where customers could go under no, I'm not even kidding you, 6 foot circles in the dirt, 6 feet down, concrete with big giant posts, because the insurance and everything else, it had to be built so freaking strong. That's because when you're allowing the public into the place, right, it has to follow different codes. Whereas if you just build a regular greenhouse and you work on it yourself, you can get insurance for that kind of stuff. It's just different. It really is. It's just different. I don't know if that's the way it should be, but that's just the way it is. Okay. And so I remember that, and it struck me. I'm like, wow, the difference in the way you build something for commercial purposes versus what you do for just regular. That brings me back to this table. This table was never meant to be in there. It was never meant to be used by clients and customers as a table in front of a bench. Maybe against a wall, and if you put like L brackets in it and you put it into studs and you make it so it didn't fall. So first of all, not the kid's fault. If you have a 600-pound table that can be pushed over by a toddler, it is not supposed to be there. Okay, that's where I land on this. This is what Grok says. The Hazelnut Cafe incident, which went viral August 2025, centers on a New Jersey mom, Kathy Denman, and her experience at the Hazelnut Cafe in Lavallette, New Jersey, after her 3-year-old daughter, Allie, accidentally broke a $1,600 marble table. And where's the video of the table? Here it is.
There are new developments in the Hazel Boutique
Watch.
table drama.
Holy!
We have the security footage, new details on the infamous table, and what the business
That could have,
told Mom.
again, and that could have been way worse. Even though the kid, and look, if you watch it, the kid barely taps it. The kid barely taps that shit. And if someone's foot was below that, they would have had a massive lawsuit, and it would not even have been her fault. It would have been Hazel Boutique's fault for putting that table in a place where it shouldn't be. It was not bolted to the ground. It was not secured in any way. And the fact that they held this lady down or held her at the store is mind-blowing. Let's finish that video. Sorry.
There are new developments in the Hazel Boutique table drama. We got the security footage, new details on the infamous table, and what the business just told Mom. This is the video showing the little girl accidentally knocking over the table. It basically looks like the little girl was trying to slide the table away from her, and the table
doesn't even look like that. It looks like her knee might have touched it.
Went over. And the thing is so heavy, it takes 2 people to pick it up. But let's back it up and
Hold on. I don't know where I was, but here we go.
in case you need a refresher of what's been going on here. People on TikTok went nuts after Mom shared the story and about how this spot in Lavallette, New Jersey handled the situation. The little girl knocks over the table and the thing breaks.
Again, it could have broke someone's foot easy.
But this was not just any table. This was a $1,600 marble console from Anthropology, and it weighs 109 pounds. We checked with the store. Since the accident,
I thought it weighed way more than that.
both Mom and Hazel Boutique have posted on social media to give their sides of the story.
I talked to the people there, and I said, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I don't know what to do. You know, what could I do to make this right?" And all she kept repeating.
First of all, she shouldn't have done anything. What they should have said this to her. What can we do to make this right? We're sorry we have this very dangerous table at our damn coffee shop, and we're gonna get back to that.
Card purposes. They've since removed all their anther tables from each location. People have been going to war for this kid and her mom in the comments of her video.
Good. So let's get back to Grok, and it says here the incident with her 3-year-old daughter Allie and her 76-year-old mother for coffee and ice cream. While Denman was at the cash register, Allie, sitting on the grandmother's lap, accidentally knocked over a heavy marble table, causing it to shatter. The table, reportedly weighing around 110 to 600 pounds, broken into multiple pieces. Surveillance footage shows Allie attempting to slide out of the booth or hitting the table with her foot, leading it to its collapse. Immediate reaction. Denman describes feeling humiliated and embarrassed, noting that Allie was frozen, scared, and nervous after the incident. She immediately apologized and offered to cover any damages, which she shouldn't have done. 2 customers helped lift the table, and Denman stayed for about 20 minutes assisting with the cleanup. Here's the cafe's response. In TikTok video that garnered nearly 14 million views, Denman posted, claiming that cafe's owner pressured her to pay for the $1,600 table, citing "you break it, you pay for it" policy. She alleged she was not allowed to leave until she provided that. So here's her video on it.
So I'm looking for some advice, and hopefully you can help me figure out how to deal with this situation. I took my 3-year-old daughter and 76-year-old mom for coffee and ice cream.
Oh, we already know that. Hold on.
Crowd. I check on her, see if she's all right, and my daughter's just kind of, she's not crying, she's not reaching for me, she's not calling mommy, she's just kind of frozen and scared and nervous, you know, and everybody's reaction definitely didn't help. But the kicker was when I finally got on with the owner, because things went down a way that I could have never anticipated or expected. So there was a nice gentleman named Michael there who works there, I believe as a barista, and he was the only one who was very kind and like saw how extremely uncomfortable and embarrassing the situation was, and he was just like a point of contact that I kept looking over to, because he just kept saying, it's okay, it's all right, you know, it's okay, don't worry, you know, are you okay, or something along those lines, you know. Everybody else kind of had like mean girl vibes.
Yeah. That's your typical influencer girl tapping on shit. Let's get ready with me.
And I understand they were upset, you know, I completely get it.
Here's what they should be upset about. Why didn't we put that shit in properly? That's no, man. You don't. If a child can knock over your giant table with a flick of its wrist, a toddler, you don't have that shit installed properly. Nope.
And I was ready to pay for the damages, and that wasn't the issue. When the owner got on the phone, I said, oh my God, I'm so sorry, we're so embarrassed, da, da, da. My daughter even kept saying, I'm so sorry, but she didn't say much more than that, and she's very, very chatty usually, you know. So anyway, the owner said, well, the table is almost $2,000. It's $1,600. So you can't leave until I have your license and a credit card.
Hell no. I think it's wild you took her to the ER for this. I think it's weird you expect them to cater to your feelings. See, and again, the basic bitches in the comments are gonna white knight all over this because they want to make sure that their Hazel sweaters are still in fashion come fall. Do you know what I'm saying? How can a 3-year-old push over a 600-pound table? Because it's not installed. She does CrossFit. It's because it's not installed properly. No human should be able to knock over any table in a commercial parlor at all. They should be put in properly. Okay? We all in agreement now? Good. So that's kind of what happened. It went mega viral, and I've been kind of following it ever since there. Cafe owner's response: denial of allegations. The cafe owner by sisters Kimberly and Jenna Campfield denied Denman's claims. But then they had to apologize for it. They told New Jersey Advanced Media they never charged Denman or asked her to pay for the table. Instead, they only requested her contact information for insurance purposes. They also denied holding her against her will, contradicting her claim that she was not allowed to leave. That's not her truth. The table identified online, a 1598 anthropology piece, was criticized as unsuitable for a restaurant setting. Yep. Commenters noted it was designed for home decor, not the durability required for a commercial. If you're paying $1,600 for a table for your front door, can I be your friend? Do you have extra cash I can have? Can I borrow 10 grand? And appeared poorly secured or wobbly, raising questions. And people were bringing out videos where there were other people making videos with it, and it was like just shaking. This went like the sleuthers came out full blast, like this was a grisly serial killer on the loose. That's how many people made videos about this. Viral spread. Denman's TikTok sparked widespread debate with millions of views and discussions on platforms like Reddit X, and some supported Denman, arguing the cafe's response was overly harsh, especially towards a toddler's accident. Others felt the you break it, you pay for it policy was reasonable. No. It's called the cost of doing business. Ever since I changed over and started my own store, which you can buy shirts there, all the shirts are there, dadjohnspodcast.com, go buy your shirts. I have had to, in a couple occasions, I might have printed on a wrong shirt instead of a champion shirt. I printed it on one of the cheaper shirts just because I have that disparagement, and it's a mistake, and I have to make up for that mistake. It's the cost of doing business. So some people get 2 sweaters, or they get their money back and they get to keep a sweater, kind of thing. It is the cost of doing business. And so when you have a table at your place, you have insurance for a reason, and if you don't, and I hope the insurance denied the claim of whatever this was too, and they probably didn't. They probably didn't even put it through insurance. It's only $1,600 in a cafe that makes probably $10,000 a day, okay, on shitty ass coffee. Actually, I'm probably sure the coffee's delicious, but because I've seen some of their special coffees and they look really good. But again, if the table was installed improperly or was being used for a thing that is not supposed to be used for. If it's made for a home setting, and if it's made to be a table that sits up against a wall where you put your keys and your shit on it when you walk in your door, that's what the description of it says. It's not meant to be in a place where it could fall on someone's foot and crush it because you didn't install it properly. So F off, Hazel Cafe. So that's kind of like, that's basically it. There's no further thing. I think they both apologize or something like that. I want to see how many videos. She has 30,000 subscribers from this.
Hi everyone, I'm just here to say that I have never given consent and won't be giving consent to use, get out of here.
She's doing a video where she doesn't want her kid on the internet. She's like, piss off.
Use my daughter and her image or her video in any posts, please.
You can't, I mean, sorry. I get it because she isn't the one that put the video out about it. I kind of understand that. I agree with her on that. I'm glad she's taking that stance because Hazel put it out there. I think she's just, again, telling Hazel, why would you put that video out kind of thing. You've ruined a small business by creating issues out of nothing. Does that make you feel good? Again, you just look at these people who are making these comments. Look, okay, like I don't want to hear from you. Pumpkin spice basic. Get wrecked. There's no direct verifiable data in the available resources that quantifies the exact business impact on Hazel's cafe, blah, blah, blah. There was viral backlash, but the cafe's response, the Ormo, Kimberly, and Jenna Campfield denied charging them. And anyway, I don't think that they've actually suffered huge amounts of loss, but people think they have. They have a big negative thing. People probably go there and shout swear words at them now, you know? Girl, you bring this to the internet and then you shock when everyone wants to help you? Again, look at the people. Do not mess with Basic Bitches Coffee. Like that's, you know the documentary Don't F with Cats? This one is Don't F with Basic Bitches Coffees. Influencer Bitches Coffees. Don't you dare. That's what I'm learning from this case so far is like people will go to bat for Hazel Cafe. 14 million views on that video. I think it's wild you took her to the IR for this. I think it's weird you expect them to cater to your feelings. She works there, not even a joke. She's on their page. Oh, the person making that comment works there. What? She works there, not even a joke. She's on their page. No way. So they're like mobilizing people to go after. They're mobilizing their fans. This is like a battle of influencers. How stupid can they be? They're ruining their entire business just for ego, and $1,600 is wild. Yeah, the fact that you as a business can't just read the room a little bit and be like, look guys, it's $1,600. That's 1 hour doing business at our shops. Let's leave it. Let's apologize. Let's make it right. Here's 1 million free coffees, whatever you want. Let's make this go away. No. These basic pumpkin spice bitches double down. I love it. That's fun fact. That person that commented, yeah, she works there. The audacity. How does a 3-year-old push a 600-pound table? How does it happen? Mom's not watching their kid. She needs to get out of here with this. Anthropology actually makes the Canta table in a dining option as well as the console. The console is not intended for dining, and it's not intended for commercial purposes either, I bet. The weight distribution between the base and the top is completely different than the dining table option. This is 100% on them. Boom. They told me I owe them $1,500 and change. I rounded up to $1,600, so whichever one that is. Anthropology is pretty easy to communicate with. I would ask the paperwork that comes with the console table. I'm sure it has the anti-tip warning. I mean, it should be the first one that pops up. Maybe they got it's something like this, though. Oh, here, it's the Canta. Here it is. It's actually this one, and it's in this color. Yeah, that's what it looks like. $15.98. There it is. Marble console. Add to basket. This is product details. I wonder if they... Anti-tip hardware kit is included. Why would it need an anti-tip hardware kit? Interesting, eh? Interesting that it needs that. So F off, Hazel Cafe and your damn butternut supporters. Butternut pickles. Call them butternut pickles. That's what they're called now from now on. Again, this guy made a video about it. Let's look at it quickly.
Oh, this one. The campfire song. Let's gather around the campfire and sing our campfire.
What is this, you ask?
Look at that coffee. That shit's gonna give them diabetes.
It's a $1,600 console table from Anthropology, but we'll get back to that. As a whole, what this is the internet coming together. This video was posted...
But not really, because, again, you got the pumpkin spice bitches in there acting fools. Because how dare you come from my HZL sweatshirt company?
Posted by Hazelnut Cafe on June 27th. This video was deleted or privated by Hazelnut Cafe today, August 11th. Why, do you ask? In short, for damage control.
What are you wearing? Stop.
because while they might be business savvy in regards to their merchandise, which includes printing their name all over Gildan blanks,
why do you have that?
And white labeling other items that you could find on places like Shein and Amazon, they aren't very business savvy in the department of customer service.
Or installing the anti-tip kit on their table.
Because just the other day, this woman was visiting the cafe with her 3-year-old daughter, and when the toddler pushed the table out of the way to make room to sit, it fell over and broke into pieces. Thankfully, everybody was safe. Except for these girl bosses, who had
girl boss, hashtag, basic.
Attempted to keep this woman hostage at the cafe and...
Do they even look like the inside? I think we're fatigued with Instagram influencers. Am I right? Am I reading the room right on that? Everybody's kind of sick of that. Yeah. Are we sick of that? Are we sick of that yet? Can we? Is it time to move on from that?
She gave her license and a credit card to replace the $1,600 Anthropology table that was not suitable for dining at. So instead of just shutting their mouths and taking the loss,
which is what I said,
the internet went to work. And now what? Well, to start, they had to turn comments off every single video of theirs, which I'm sure is going to be followed up with a bullshit apology video any hour now. I'm unsure in what screen-printed world they thought keeping a customer hostage in their cafe was the move. But for a company who relies so much for their name getting out there by internet exposure, take a second to think about it before making such silly business decisions next time.
You silly bitches. They just picked a whole bouquet of oopsie daisies and committed a felony. Context: the video stitched is a video from the Hazelnut Cafe that's now being deleted. It shows the tables they use are wobbly, and you can see them. They wobble. Further context: these tables are not supported for use for dining. Again, they come with anti-tip kits that were not installed because they're supposed to be installed against a wall. That's what console tables for. Yeah. This went mega viral. I love it. Why are we using fast fashion furniture at a restaurant? Good question. B, how awful is the quality of this table? A 3-year-old was able to move it at all. Another good question. Great questions all around here. And if you go to Hazel Boutique in TikTok, which is probably their biggest thing, Hazel Boutique, I'm pretty sure this has just kind of destroyed them a little bit. 36,000 followers. And if you go here...
I don't give a fuck.
What? No comments? That's not very nice. To this day, I'm not allowed to turn their comments back on because they know that they're in the wrong. When you turn your comments off in a video or something on your whole channel, you know you're wrong. That's just all there is to it. On Instagram, they have 116,000 followers, and I guess they're doing camo stuff now. What? No comments? Why not? Why would you do that? I guess this is the person that's influencing for them. Getting paid to rock their shitty clothes. Cool. Again, this is the person, this is the girl that taps her shit and goes to Hazel Boutique for a overpriced $85 coffee. And so Hazel Boutique, you are the boutique coffee cafe douche of the day. Congrats. Tyson has to write that shit out in those videos every time. So there it is. What do you think about the Hazel Cafe scandal? Below, let me know. Okay, I know this video is probably gonna be a little long, but I've been following this influencer called Danielle Walter for a little while, just because, and I don't even know how she showed up on in my algorithm, but it's basically this woman who's a fake Christian, okay, who I guess has stumbled upon faith in her pursuit of first dates. And I started watching her because I'm like, this isn't actually half bad. This is a woman out there trying to, she's middle-aged, like probably in her 30s, navigating the dating world. And I actually find that quite interesting in the world that we live in. Not that I want to enter the dating world. I would be, no thank you. I've been married for almost 20 years, something like that. I don't ever want to enter the dating world because of this kind of content that I'm watching. Because it's just a different world. There are different stages that never existed when I was in the dating world. Like the conversation stage or some shit like that. The situationship phase. The I'm seeing a bunch of other people and you better fight for me and step up your game phase. There's so many phases that when we were young, it was like, hey, want to go out? Sure. That's it. Done. You found your partner. But so again, and it's also influencer culture that I'm super interested in. Watching people go mega viral for certain things. You got, the puckets, what are they called? Puckets. I hate them too. I just hate the people that go viral for all the wrong reasons. They're not offering anything good to the world, but they are going viral for something. People are looking at them because they want to attach themselves to something, the hope of finding the best man in this case, right? And so this woman literally makes her entire social media presence and personality to go on dates. And then she recaps the dates afterwards, okay? And at first I'm like, hey, this isn't bad. And then I saw one video of her getting ready for one of these dates. And I'm like, again, thank God I'm not a girl, second of all, okay? Because this woman dresses like she's going to a circus, first of all. Like, I think she rage bait dresses. So she dresses really, really badly because she knows she's going to get comments about how stupid she looks, first of all, okay? Second of all, she sprays 15 or 16 sprays of perfume on her body. This woman should be nowhere near an open flame. Okay, if you go take her out for her birthday and you bring her a birthday cake, she is going to catch the entire restaurant on fire. Okay, she's going to become a Molotov cocktail. That's how much perfume she puts on her body. You can smell it through the video, all right? And then I started seeing the recaps of the ends of the dates and how they never worked out. She went on like 15 of these first dates in a period of a year or something like that, or a couple of months. None of them worked out. I started thinking to myself, this shit's fake. She made her entire personality, again, her social media presence, which makes her millions of dollars, probably millions of dollars, because she's millions of followers, off going on first dates. So now she's locked into something. She can't find love. Her first date thing, her dating thing, it has to fail because that's what her thing. She's locked into an algorithm of dating failures. Right? She's like, this guy sings songs, this guy's a cowboy, this guy makes coffees, and she's staying celibate through the whole thing, so I gotta respect her for that, which I don't think she is anyway, but whatever, we'll take it what it is. But she wants to come across as this like pure good girl, and she's totally not. Okay? Like, I can see right through it, and so I started like leaving comments on like, this shit's fake button, and people would like my comment and be like, how do you know? It's fake. Everything that you see on social media is fake, hence why I'm bringing her kind of situation to this. Because stop falling for bullshit influencer fakeness. You gotta stop, guys. Okay, this is the giving boomer on Facebook, reading every post and believing it energy, okay? You gotta stop. So recently, I think she started realizing people were catching on to the fact that this probably was either fake or she set them up to fail every single time because that's her thing, right? Or she's scared of commitment and she didn't actually want to get together, but she found this algorithm that worked for her, and so she's kind of locked in no matter what. Then she finds a guy, a Brazilian. And I gotta say, Brazilians, okay? I think Brazilians are some of the most beautiful people on the planet, and I understand why she thinks, because this guy is good looking too. So she starts dating this guy, calls him a Brazilian. He himself is a micro-influencer who literally just influences women, and all over his page just talking about women, and he's around women. And so she's good for her for not feeling threatened by that or whatever, but he's a very handsome young guy, does like fitness and stuff like that. And I'm enamored with the story. Because I'm like, okay, she finally found somebody. They found the sleuthers, without her telling anybody who he was, found him. And then people just like start commenting. She's got her own snark thread with 25,000 active duty walnuts, including myself. I am an active duty walnut, here to stay. Okay, so the reason I'm not against Danielle Walter as a person. I think she's probably pretty sweet, actually. I think she is genuine in her sweetness. I just think that she got locked into an algorithm that she had to become fake and lie to people, right? And I feel like she has this is her job now. This is all she does. So if she does truly find love and get married, we'll follow that scenario. And then she's kind of going to disappear because people are following her because she's this 37-year-old single lady with bags under her eyes that wears too much perfume, who goes on dates, and people are like, yes, Queen Slay. That's what it is, okay? And she dresses weird. It bothers me. There's a fruit fly in here. So anyway, so you go to Danielle. I'm going to be covering this at length because I'm enamored with this story for a few reasons. Because I honestly think that maybe she is going to find love, and I want her to. I'm into it. Also, that I think she's damn well lying, and I think that this guy could possibly be clout chasing because he has 10,000 followers, I think, and she has millions, and I think he knew about it because whenever she is asked if any of these other guys know that she talks about them after the date, she's kind of sly about it. Sometimes she says yes, sometimes she doesn't say anything. So I think one of the reasons maybe the guys aren't interested too is that they're like, I don't want my entire shit put on the internet, especially if this doesn't work out with this lady. Because if you're in your 30s, and I'm just saying, if you're in your mid to late 30s and you're not with somebody yet, but you actively really want to be, you need to look internal. There's some things off. Do you know what I'm saying? Some weird things. And that's not to say that everybody out there who's single, who's in their 30s, you just did meet the right guy and you have high standards, and I appreciate that too. That's not the case with Danielle, okay? So here's the lore created by Marie 8790 on Reddit, and it is good, okay? So here's the lore. We've got enough lore in our Walnut Queen from our subs detective work in the past year that we felt it was time to make a dedicated post to educate all our new recruits joining the Walnut Army. For newbies or any OGs wanting to refresh or to discuss, please see the summary of our Big D below. Any new information that comes will be updated here, so please comment away. She's 32. I said 37. She looks that age. Her birthday is November. Same as me. Bestie. High five. Sagittarians. And she will be 33 in 2025. So she will be 33 this November while I'll be 46. We know she doesn't look 32, more like 40s, but it has been proven. So proven that she's 32. We call her Big D because she frequently says she's tall, but she's 5'7". My wife's 5'7". I mean, she's tall for a woman, I guess, because the average woman is, 5'5", 5'6". And based on references in her video spottings in the wild, she's most likely 5.7 girly, which is not that tall for the average American woman. We lovingly refer to her as Big D, big and tall D, Walnut Queen, or Delusionelle. Yeah, I like that. She has a basement condo she owns in San Jose. She bought partially with inheritance from her grandmother. It's gray and basic. She rents an apartment in San Francisco, the wallpaper and dollhouse. This woman, I love to comment with her videos. I was like, do these guys know that you have an insane fetish with ugly ass wallpaper? Every square inch of her apartment is covered in peel and stick wallpaper that looks like it was lifted from a granny's couch from the 60s. I'm not joking. The ugliest. Not clothing. Sometimes she gets it. Sometimes you're like, that's pretty cool. But other times I feel like she's just rage baiting. I feel like she decorated her entire... It looks like a serial killer's apartment. If you walk in, you're like, I shouldn't... I am uncomfort in here. It's too many flowers. Okay? It's too much. It's like the perfume, man. It's like 80 bottles of perfume. Too much. It probably smells like a Sears in there. When you walk into a Sears or a Bay or whatever you call them, those stores, and the perfume section, that's what her house smells like. Probably gives you a headache right when you walk in. Maybe there's too much perfume. Maybe there's something wrong with her. You know what I mean? Anyway, so she has 2 places. She's made a lot of money. She has 2 places in California, by the way, okay? So she rents this other place just because I guess there's more single dudes that way, I guess. I don't know. Both these cities are still in what's known as the Bay Area. She grew up in San Jose, went to college in San Jose, and lived there ever since. We estimate her SJ mortgage should be about $3,000 in her San Francisco apartment, $4,000 to rent. She's just throwing $4,000 to $7,000 away on housing. Her dad is alive and well. Her mom passed away when she's 16. Her brother also passed away. It's kind of sad, actually. Blah, blah, blah. Charlie, her blue pit bull that she herself has admitted has anxiety in the car, and she does not like stairs, yet she frequently subjects Charlie to both of these. Yeah, Charlie's kind of a passing thing. She has this dog. She should be capitalizing on the cuteness of this dog, and she kind of the dog is just... You could tell she doesn't even like this dog, and it pisses me off. She has 0 style. That's for shizzle, okay? And I'm not a stylista at all by any stretch. Obviously, look at this, okay? But even I know when I look at her, I'm like, I think that are you just like reaching in your closet and grabbing a couple shits and putting them on? Like, what are you doing here? Who's dressing you? You gotta stop, okay? As evidenced by her tacky wardrobe and decor, the woman has 0 personal style. She flits between grandma chic, Temu fashion of the moment, and edgy girl and harlot. Hooer. She's not. I don't think she is. She consumes way too much clothes and material decor and insists she has style and some unique interior designer skills. Peel and stick wallpaper ain't it, babe. Other than her hideous wallpaper, another example is the empty picture frames above her enormous bed in the SJ basement. She has empty picture frames? Okay. So here are the Walnut Army origins. Our fearless leader, Money Elk, created the sub after the chaos that Big D's NYFW escapades, jumping into cars with strange men she just met, her terrible outfits. There was nowhere to snark, since Big D deletes negative comments and she started the sub. So the nickname came from a vid where Danielle referred to her audience as Walnuts, which is weird. She also has used nicknames for her followers like Potatoes, Lil Squish, Lil Snail, Poopsie Pops, etc. Walnut stuck and became the Walnut Army to refer to our snarkers here in the sub, and that's what the sub themed now. So that's what she did before. She was in tech sales. She worked tech sales for her whole career post-college. Tech sales makes it sound way more glamorous than what it was. She just sold software service to businesses for AP invoicing. Sounds boring. skills. She herself admitted she was terrible at it and needed a lot of training from her boss to become a better salesman. She claims to have made over 6 figures either right out of college or shortly after college. She was vague about this, tried to make herself sound super successful. She wasn't, and this is a lot of money for the Bay Area. This is not a lot of money for the Bay Area, since she's in sales. A large portion of compensation would have come from commission. She quit her job summer last year to go full-time influencing because she claims God told her to become an influencer. God told this woman to go on 400 first dates that all gonna fail. That sounds like something God would do. Totally. No. Yeah. No. Her entire income right now relies solely on her income from social accounts. And again, her entire income relies on her going on first dates and them failing. So if your entire income relies on you to fail at something so that you can continue the grift, it's a lie, basically, right? Anyway, there's a lot in this thing. So here's the dating history. She herself discussed college boyfriend and says she always went to his frat and his parties, but he never came to hers. Whenever he wanted her around, that he would go up and seemingly appears to have been a long-term situationship or something that she was way more invested in than he ever was. So it sounds like she's one of those one-sided clinger 9000s. Do you know what I mean? She gets super enamored with a guy really quickly and then grasp on. The guy's like, I'm good. And then he like, damn, what did I do? Again, don't stick things in crazy people. We also know she prioritized this guy over her sorority sisters and did not have strong bonds with them because she was always running to the boyfriend. Christian coworker. She herself has discussed a coworker she was madly obsessed with around pre-COVID times. Again, as we read more about her dating history, you start to realize that this woman is a level 15 DEFCON purple clinger. That's what she really is, and that's why she's not going to be successful in finding love. It's giving Kendra Hilty, I fell in love with my psychologist energy. That's what this is, okay? So she went to a mega church, and this is where her Christian journey began. So if your Christian journey began at a fake mega church, I don't think your Christian journey began at all. You know what I'm saying? She seemingly pined over this guy for a long time and finally bagged him. But from the get-go, he told her he wasn't looking for anything serious, and she thought she could show him how good she was and that he would change his mind. Again, seemingly a situationship where she was very invested in him, and he most likely was using her for a COVID hookup situation. Why were you hooking up with people from a church? What? Ultimately, he was offered a job to move to East, and she offered to go with him, and if he wanted her to, he said no. Again, she went to a mega church for a dude and says that's where she started her walk with God or whatever the case may be. But in my opinion, and I could be wrong about this, that's all a ruse to get a guy. Men do this too, by the way. This is something that happens inside churches. Churches are full of amazing young women who are awesome, who have great personalities, or are beautiful, and men will go there and they will literally use it as a place to find women, and they will fake their faith to get women. It happens in Bible college too, by the way. Just saying. Not as much on the women's side, but in this case, again, she's a level 12 DEFCON orange clinger. So it's a little bit different. She's giving femcel energy. That's why I'm interested in the story. She herself has described, so this is thumb, no upper lip guy. She herself has described this man as something she should have known 3 weeks isn't going to work out. Yet they dated for 6 months. She introduced him to her parents and went on vacations together and company parties. They broke it off because he was not okay with her blasting their private life on social media, and she wouldn't give it up. He was tall. He was not very gorgeous. That's not very nice. What if he was? He's gorgeous in his heart. Very all-American white guy looking. There are vids of him on her page. I think the guy was 2023. And then viral dating vids. This is where I kind of come in. It's where I start following her. We've seen the sagas of her viral dating videos of Pilot Man, Ritz Cracker Man, Marathon Guy, Zocker, Singer, Teacher, Philly Man, all seemingly normal men that she finds some issue with and then claims her audience that it ended for some misalignment. We in the Walnut Army believe most of these men probably figured out she was a lunatic and dumped her, but for her narrative, she always makes it some story about how it wouldn't work. That's, again, the femcel thing. It's the energy is real here, okay? We also believe most of these men she was never actually legitimately interested in or found attractive, even though she frequently describes them as tall and gorgeous. And the one-off vids that happen, we believe, are mostly fabricated or heavily embellished because she seemingly is always getting hit on or asked out by tall, gorgeous Christian men everywhere she goes. And if you've been single in the year of our Lord 2025, you know it's a swamp out there and it just doesn't happen. And I agree with that. She's 32, and you ask anybody who's in that type of age category, like mid-20s to mid-30s and 40s, the dating pool, and you ask them, just ask anybody in the comments below who's single, how hard is it to get in the dating? And she's approached by these guys all the time. And again, I think she's taking anyone that gives her any attention because it helps her algorithm. She finally gets a subject that she can talk to and talk about in her channel. So the guy doesn't matter. It's the story of going on the date that matters. And she knows it's never going to work, but she's always going to be putting it in there because it makes her millions of dollars, everybody. The pick me energy. She's body obsessed. She constantly body checks and put her body on display, with which, no shade, we love a confident queen, but she seemingly only gets value out of looking hot or being perceived as hot by men. She does have really, really nice hair. I will give her that. Her hair is freaking boom, diggity fresh. She's great hair, which is why she shows off her body. She constantly has her cleavage out. Even at church, and she wears clothes that are too small and tight. She's very smug and has said, what if your body was the least interesting about you, and proceeds to do the exact opposite and makes everything about her body. She has no friends. This is influencer culture. They're not allowed to have friends because they don't trust anybody, right? And they're self-centered. Most people who are self-centered and selfish don't have any real friends. They don't. That's just, influencer or not, you don't. That's just the nature of who they are. She has one friend, Shayla, who is an actor, producer, etc., lives in LA with her partner, Roth. These two are the only consistent friends we ever see post about. Our guess is she's insufferable as a friend and self-centered, so she probably does not have many strong friendships. Agreed. And that's why her relationships don't work out either. She has, unless she finds a guy that's completely polar opposite, and then maybe, but that guy will be a guy that says, I'm not going to be on the internet. I am not self-centered. I am not narcissistic. I can't put my whole life on the internet, and it will not work with her social media. And so she will never get that guy because she needs a guy that's cool with being on the internet. Not a girl's girl. Ooh, really? She has frequently mentioned wanting to be the prettiest in the room. Well, that's not going to happen. Sorry. Is rude and orders others around in videos she actually posts to her channel. The other cringe narcissistic behaviors that led us to believe she sees other women as a threat to her dominance and thus probably has no real... Again, I can't speak to that, but I guess I trust women. Believe all women, because if you're getting that energy off her and you're a woman, I trust you. She sprays... relatable. She sprays way too much perfume, eats turkey like an animal. Okay. Reminds us about her deodorant, men's deodorant. She wears the same deodorant as I do, actually, by the way. Wow. I think she wears the Harry's Stone deodorant. That's what I wear. So good. It smells so good. I don't know if I want to smell it on my wife, though. I'd be, that smells like my deodorant. Let's get it on. No, I like my wife smelling girly. So, okay. She waxes and dermaplanes. I know exactly what that is. So we'll just... go on. I don't need to explain it to you because we know what dermaplaning is. Right before makeup. Doing awkward turkey gobbles and zoom ins on her face. Talks about her bowel movements all the time. I guess she gets nervous or something. So she just talks about shitting. That's hot. No, not Kira. Narcissist. She frequently chastises her followers, accepts no responsibility when called out for bad behavior. Lottery ad, exposing Charlie to her toxic cloud, love bombing. Her favorite thing to say is, I don't want to hear it, because she literally doesn't care what anybody else thinks. She believes she's God's gift to influencing. Can do no wrong, is a know-it-all, and will remind her followers at any turn she could care less. When she does comment, she can be very combative in stories trying to prove her followers wrong. Okay, blah, blah, blah. This is her Christian journey. Per her Christian co-worker's relationship, this is where she began going to church. She did not grow up going to church. She only began going because the co-worker she was obsessed with went. And I nailed that. That's exactly why she went. It's exactly why she went. Right? And she'll use that because those are generally, not all the time, but if you're looking for a good man, I'm not even kidding you, okay? And you're young, you'll find a good man in a church generally, okay? Because that's, especially if they grew up in a church, they've grown up with the Christian values, as much as you might hate it, you might hate Christianity, but I'm telling you, Christian dudes who grew up in that kind of world, 80% of the time are genuine and good dudes, okay? Most of my friends grew up in that world, and most of my guy friends who have long-term, very long-term marriages and very healthy long-term marriages, okay? That's who we are. Sorry. I know some of you don't want to hear that, but again, there's a bunch of dudes in there that aren't either. Let's be real. I use Christian quotes because she attends a mega church in SJ led by a pastor that has suspicious and problematic history. I'd like to know which pastor that is. Let me know. This church is led by the pastor's teaching, is not rooted in biblical teaching, is basically a money grab. Yeah, that's every mega church uses God's celibacy. Oh, here we go, celibacy. She herself states almost constantly that she is celibate as about of summer 2024. When she is actually alleged abstinent. She doesn't even use the right word. She is abstaining from sex because she believes God will bless her for it. Secondary virginity, basically, is what they think. Because she doesn't want to be used in actuality. We believe she is using this abstinent thing as a way to prevent herself from anxious attachment and getting in too deep with men. She herself has admitted never liked her. Probably because they just wanted to use her for her body, even though she puts her own body on display, gets a lot of value out of it. So she says that, so she tells the guy up front, like, we're not going to be doing this, because in this commenter's opinion, she's never going to do that. She's just only dating them for the social clout that she gets from telling the story. That makes sense. She does not practice abstinence in a godly sense, though. She is frequently in clothing that is nowhere near modest and never explains her choice of abstinence any deeper from biblical. She doesn't, because she's fake Christian. Everything about this woman is fake for the social media clout, okay? Again, this is a masterpiece. Thank you so much for putting this together. And if you go on this Danielle Walter Snark page, guys, you are going to be into it. There's people like this making videos.
Okay, you guys are scaring me with the free Danielle Walter videos. I thought something was actually like happening, and then I go and look who her boyfriend is. I'm like, oh, this is all making so much more sense. You guys forgot to mention that he's extremely attractive.
He's hot.
This is why you can't date super hot men. Okay.
Right? I know what it's like. I can't. People stay away from me my whole life because I was just so extremely good looking.
Okay, you lose any logical sense that you have. I would be.
Should I take my shirt off when I do these videos from now on?
Doing the same thing if I was her. I would literally be like, you are my future husband. I don't even know if I'd say future. I'd be like, you are my husband. I'd be trapping that man. Because let's be real, a man that hot, okay, if she's not trapping him, some other girl will.
And by trapping, what do these ladies mean? Trapping how? Like in the basement? Trapping how? Man, I'm so glad I'm old. And this is what she looks like, if you're wondering. And she says this is her husband. She met this guy like a month ago. Watch.
It is Fashion Week. I'm gonna bring you with me. I definitely forgot my passport in San Jose.
She always looks like she's tired too. Like she always looks like she needs a nap.
So somebody had to drive me all the way back last night, late at night, to get it, to make sure I could get on the plane today. And that's unhusband.
That's unhusband. She met this guy a month ago. Creepy!
Thank you.
But you got so many people in the White Nighters in our comments like, I met my husband on one date. We were married for 38 years. Okay, grandma, relax. That's the exception, not the rule. The rule is, if you're calling someone your husband after meeting them for a month, you cray. You crazy! Everybody's now doing parodies of it, and I think I should do one too. I have wigs. I should do one. So if you want to see what the guy looks like, this is him. I think he does have a little bit of the parents drank a little bit, but I don't see that. His eyes are far apart, but look at his jawline. This guy's handsome. Like, let's not predict, because you hate Danielle. Don't bring down Lucas Cantera 1 on Instagram. Don't bring him down. That's a handsome dude. He's got hair. He's got abs and shit. I think he's handsome anyway. And this is them in the wild. People. She's so famous that she's in an airport making out with this guy, and they're both wearing headphones. Like what? Don't make out with someone wearing headphones. That's so weird. It's giving like walking in a mall with your girlfriend like this. Stop it. Why are they both wearing headphones though? Seriously. Ew, and she's not a good kisser. Could tell.
Every time you empower people, you help them to change their reality.
Yeah.
And they will always remember you as a person who gave them power.
Don't love your job. Job your love. Did you see that video of that lady? Don't love your job. Job your love. And the guy's like, yeah. No, yeah. Totes. Her TikTok fans are constantly being left out. I mean, this is a very active thread, by the way. She's like considering changing what she shares online because she's getting a lot of hate because people are finding out that she's fake. Apparently he didn't buy her good enough flowers, and I made fun of him too. Apparently she's doing a 9-part series about this guy, and apparently it's going to end, people think it's going to end in a proposal. Again, this guy is a social media influencer as well, a micro influencer. He doesn't have a ton of followers, but this is going to end in a flaming disappointment. Okay, just like every other influencer's life. Celibate in the city. People have a bingo card. Anyway, I'm gonna continue to follow this. I'll get some more videos about what to make fun of her for. I think it's kind of funny. It's more
match with someone on an app, make a decision that they are going to be our partner.
Oh, I want to show. Oh my gosh! Holy shit! Stop putting shiny shit on your face. Where's the one I saw? I did see a post where she's wearing to go to a coffee shop. Imagine she rolls up wearing this, and he's wearing friggin' shorts from Under Armour. Okay, where is it? Yeah, I think he's good looking, right? Am I wrong? I've been watching this girl on my Instagram pick the wrong men for like 3 years. That's awesome. Holy smokes, lady. You need to chill. I think she's getting drunk on perfume. So this is an update video.
Be his girlfriend. He's gonna ask me to be his girlfriend today. Let me show you.
Saying her hair is nice.
My dress. So he asked about going out like 2 weeks ago. So that's what I'm gonna wear.
What's with the front V thing? What is going on here?
Specific day. And I was like,
look at her wallpaper, guys. Right?
Until this day. Like let's go to dinner or something. Let's do something. And I was like, because before I told him we have to.
Why are you whispering?
3 months. But he's so great. So then I said, we can wait 2 months, then you can ask me. And I said I wanted to be special.
Again, do you guys see what I'm saying? Like Klinger level 10 million. They should be studying this in science. But if you look up Klinger in the dictionary, she's like, hey, what's up?
So I think he's taking me back to where we had our first date.
Which was a coffee shop, by the way.
Oh my god, a breath. He's also here in the other.
You got a breath because you're breathing in nothing but perfume fumes. You are literally breathing in oils and vinegars.
Room. So I locked him away so I could record this. I'm telling you.
Oh, that sounds normal. You locked him away so you could record this video about him. It's put the lotion in the basket. Put it in the basket.
Something that I haven't seen enough people.
My name is Lucas. I'm a personal trainer, life coach, and nutritionist. And I'm
magicianist. Oh, nutritionist. Damn, it would have been cool if he was a magician. It's not going to work out. This guy is way out of her league, by the way. That's what I think. Way out of her league. And I think that he's just dating her for the clout and the money that's going to bring.
I'm at the point where men are making videos about me. The truth is,
that's me.
I've only seen one of them, so I don't know if it's a fact about.
Are you allergic to something in this video?
Men are making videos about me. I saw one.
Are we not allowed to comment on this?
And it was a creator, has a following, and it's very macho. He's like a podcast host. And at first I was really angry and my heart was racing super fast because the feeling you used to get in middle school when you heard someone was talking crap about you and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It was kind of the same feeling.
Yeah.
And it literally took me like 5 minutes. I calmed down.
Yeah.
And what I feel like is it peeled back the next layer of.
I don't give a shit. Okay, here we go. Where's the other one where she...
Hello, good morning. Me and this little girl are gonna go do a walk or a hike or something.
Okay, that dog is already like... that dog is hot. First of all, already panting and you haven't even gone for the walk yet? Get out of here with that bullshit. It's hot, man. Right? Anyway, where is it? She really used to be so pretty. Okay. Where's the video where she says, plot twist is he's her psychiatrist? That's awesome. Pretty sure Carrie Bradshaw was never... I guess she's trying to be like a Sex and the City character. What the hell was she doing there? What was that? What was she doing with that? Was she shaving with a razor? Don't you grow a beard if you do that? She has some nice hair. The way she makes her eye bags disappear, though, is also impressive. Oh, she put shiny makeup on, that's why. She's so shiny. I thought she was sweating. Here. What was that? What was that? Is she putting freckles on? That's a lie. You don't have freckles. You can't put freckles. Freckles are a thing you are not. No. Also, a question: if you put that much makeup, can you sweat? Can you sweat? Yeah, turn the music off. Okay, yeah, got the lining, got the puff piece, more lip chap. Good. The hair's nice.
Okay, I'm gonna do this top and these jeans.
Again, see, like that looks like it's giving crystal energy from Crazy Pieces.
Deodorant all over it.
That's not very modest.
I don't think I like this.
Nobody does.
Maybe this instead.
Look at the wallpaper in her closet. Okay. It's like hanging on her wallpaper. Black, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 sprays! 9 sprays!
I've been in multiple relationships that usually end because of the same reason. Because I have certain cycles and patterns. Usually those cycles and patterns involve some sort of love bombing into breadcrumbing to...
See, this is why I don't want to go. So, thank God I'm married. What the hell is breadcrumbing? Is that a kink?
Someone not putting any effort in.
Oh, no effort.
Brilliant beyond brilliant idea. This magnetic board.
Oh, shut up. Where was the one? I got to find the one before we go and move on. Anyway, apparently there's something in here where... So true. His IG is growing fast, so he's up to... His most recently had 15,000 views and discovered him now. He's at 93,000 views. So it's working. That's what I'm saying.
Get picked up for a gym date. Okay.
Anyway, it is what it is. Danielle, you get douche influencer of the day. I'm going to be following this, and I think you guys should follow too, for a couple reasons. Maybe she will find love and there's hope in this world, or maybe we're all right. That's another reason to follow. Last story of the day, real update on Haydyn's hope. Haydyn's hope, remember, and the reason why I keep bringing this up is because she said she will return every penny of this fundraiser right here if she doesn't raise enough money. This house, as far as I'm aware, still isn't listed. Okay? And once it's listed and sold, she then will have to return all this. She's trying to raise $400,000, and I've been keeping track of this every single day. She's only raised $4,000 in the past week. Okay, it's over. She is not going to raise $400,000. At this pace, it would take her years to raise that much money. It is over. The Meisners gave her $2,500. So the only way this is going to work, she keeps this, is if they sell their other property, get the $160,000 from that property, and then put it in someone, anonymously donates it into here. Okay, it ain't happening. So I just want to make sure that we all are aware that she is e-begging online. She wants people to buy her $400,000. It's not going to, but and I want to keep putting this receipt out there. She told everybody she's going to return every penny if she can't get this house. And this, as far as it's concerned, they're probably getting ready to list this house right now. If it hasn't been listed, and you guys see this thing for listed, you let me know right away, because I want to find out, okay? Because they're not just going to hold it while she raises money and it's going to take years. They probably want to get it sold, get it, figure out this end of life stuff and get it out. That's what I'm thinking. If you see a massive donation jump into this thing, that's, in my opinion, fraudulent. Something is up, okay? And so I just want to make sure we keep calling Haydyn's hope out, because these grifters are assholes, all right? Thank you. Everybody take a deep breath with me. Thanks for being here. If you're a level 9 clinger, I'm sorry that you watched this video, but have you considered not being a level 9 clinger? No. I think it's creepier than when guys are clingers, though. I'll give you that. If a guy is a clinger, how are you not aware of that? Do you know? I think clingers aren't aware that they're clingers. Did I already say take a deep breath? Let's do it. Anyway, thanks for being here, guys. I appreciate you. It's Friday. Go enjoy your day. Fall is here. It's magical time. Flannel is back. It's also a magical time. You are amazing, incredible, and valuable. Someone has a huge crush on you, okay? Huge. You just don't know. And I'll see you when I see you.